If I told you that a sonic boom around the world caused every financial computer to crash, is that something that you would believe? Is that a feasible headline? Well, that's exactly what happened localized across the stock exchange in Europe. Let's discuss. Hey everybody, I'm Gary Palmer Jr., you're you, and together we are Minting Coins, your trusted source for crypto news, interviews, and ICO reviews. Thank you for showing up. Tap that like button. It really supports us and it helps other people find this content. Also, if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comments box below so that your voice can be heard as part of the community. In this episode, we are talking about NASDAQ. We are talking about what's happening between NASDAQ, getting involved in cryptocurrency, getting involved with other cryptocurrency companies, and really helping to create the foundation and the infrastructure in a globally accepted, globally regulated atmosphere where governments and regulators and corporations around the world allow businesses, accredited investors, and consumer investors to purchase into cryptocurrencies, to buy and sell and trade them, providing massive liquidity for users, institutional investors, and all sorts of people and organizations around the world. At the same time that we're seeing that information, at the same time that we're getting that news, this other really interesting article came across my desk, and I wanted to share that with you as well. So with that being said, let's dive into some of the news articles and let's discuss. So in this first article that I wanted to bring to your attention, just a couple days ago, a loud noise knocked out computers that were running the stock exchanges across Northern Europe. And so what happened is that for some reason there was either a malfunction or some sort of reason why their sprinkler system failed. And instead of using water for their sprinkler systems, they have these gas and pressurized systems that remove the oxygen as opposed to using water because water destroys the equipment, and removing the oxygen, adding these other gases to the air can help save the equipment. What happened in this case is that there was also this very large boom that took place, this very large high decibel whistle that knocked out NASDAQ servers for hours. So when we're talking about stock exchanges and what happened in this incident last week, apparently this was to the NASDAQ servers in the stock exchange across all of Northern Europe. And when this high decibel whistle knocked out the servers for the so many hours, the incident shut down trading in the stock markets for Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and fixed income markets for Iceland as well. In addition, Sweden's National Debt Office was also forced to postpone a bond auction, and so that bond auction wasn't able to take place when they wanted that to happen as well. And so, again, this noise came from the fire prevention system that they have that, again, uses this gas and pressure instead of spraying water. And when this activated and released the gas, the decibel apparently was just so loud, the levels were so loud that they completely damaged NASDAQ's computers. And then NASDAQ was forced to fly completely new servers into Sweden. So this wasn't a case where they can just go down the street, purchase these computers, and pop the new ones in. They had to fly these new servers into Sweden and then activate them that way. So then the question is, could an incident like this happen not just locally or regionally, but could this happen across the world? Could there be some sort of worldwide sonic boom or coordinated sonic attack on financial systems that causes all of these financial systems and financial computers to go down? Well, in this test case, we see that at least regionally, it's definitely possible. So NASDAQ is in the news a lot today. We also have the NASDAQ CEO saying that they're going to certainly consider becoming a cryptocurrency exchange in the future. And based on her quotes, this isn't a matter of if she's going to do this, but simply when. So NASDAQ is the second largest stock exchange with a market cap of about $9 trillion. We'll be taking a look at that in a second. And what we see here in this quote from the NASDAQ CEO, Adina Friedman, she says here that while it's an unregulated space today, They're providing their technology to other cryptocurrency exchanges, pointing to the Nasdaq's surveillance technology that they're going to be putting in the Gemini cryptocurrency exchange to monitor its cryptocurrency trading pairs in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Also, the Nasdaq CEO added that certainly Nasdaq would consider becoming a cryptocurrency exchange over time, and that she definitely believes that the digital currencies will continue to persist. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for this space to mature. And I would say what she's simply looking for is for the cryptocurrency market to become legal and regulated so they know how to comply under the laws of the countries in which they operate, which obviously is mainly New York State and the United States. And she concludes to say that if we want to provide a regulated market for this, that certainly NASDAQ would consider it. So this is really interesting. She is saying that cryptocurrencies will continue to exist. She is looking for a regulated market, and she is saying once there's regulation and a desire for regulation, that NASDAQ will be there to provide regulation and potentially even become a cryptocurrency exchange themselves. She also alluded to the smart technology that some other companies are going to be using, some other cryptocurrency exchanges. And what she's referring to is the Winklevoss Crypto Exchange, which is partnering with NASDAQ as an industry first to use this smart technology from NASDAQ. NASDAQ's Smarts Market Surveillance, which will help ensure that Gemini is a rule-based marketplace for all market participants. That's quoted there by Tyler Winklevoss. Goes on from NASDAQ to say, Smarts automates the detection, investigation, and analysis of potentially abusive or disorderly trading. And so the smart system is going to automatically do this detection. It's already been developed by NASDAQ to work on exchange platforms, and the Gemini cryptocurrency exchange is going to be using this for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So real quick, jumping into Wikipedia and seeing who the list of exchanges in the world are, major stock exchanges across the world. We have number one, the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, and they have a market cap of over $21 trillion. Number two in the world, as we've been mentioning throughout this video, we have the NASDAQ, which is the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, the American Stock Exchange, which is the second largest exchange in the world by market capitalization, located in New York City. And they have a market cap of $9.5 trillion, according to Wikipedia. If we pop into the NASDAQ page over here in Wikipedia, there is not a lot of information. But something that we've talked about in the past, and just to bring it up today because I think it's really interesting, is that early on in the space, we had a company called the Second Market Inc. And if you go to the Second Market Inc. page in Wikipedia, it redirects to the NASDAQ Private Market. And what the NASDAQ Private Market is an American SaaS company that provides transaction software to private companies, and they do all sorts of interesting ventures. And so Second Market Solutions changed its name to the NASDAQ Private Market after being acquired by NASDAQ in a joint venture with SharesPost, which is a huge organization, a huge company unto itself. And what's interesting about the NASDAQ Private Market, founded by Barry Silbert, according to Wikipedia here, for all of the people who are new to this channel, if you've been watching for a while, then you may already be aware of this. The Bitcoin Investment Trust is managed through a subsidiary of Second Market, which is this little known company in the space called the Digital Currency Group in Grayscale. And so Grayscale also manages the Ethereum Classic Investment Trust as well. It's exciting to recognize that NASDAQ saying that they're going to be certainly considering becoming a cryptocurrency exchange over time is also the same NASDAQ that owns the NASDAQ Private Market, that owns the Digital Currency Group, and is the same NASDAQ that is the subsidiary owner of the NASDAQ Private Market, which is a subsidiary owner of the Digital Currency Group and Grayscale Investments. So for all the people that aren't sure if cryptocurrency is going to be sticking around, for all the people who aren't sure if blockchain isn't the future, we have the CEO of NASDAQ saying that cryptocurrencies are here, they're here forever, and it's simply a matter of when the rest of the world, the governments and the regulators at the top, allow this technology to exist in full force. And NASDAQ is going to be around to pivot. They're going to be around to use the patents they have to work with the companies that they have partnerships or ownership stakes in to really be at the forefront of implementing change. You know, the NASDAQ sees the writing on the wall. They understand exactly what's happening. And if you're paying attention, then it's interesting clues to look into and to verify in your own time and to use that in your educational process as you're understanding this new world and this new technology, which is not only going to affect the banking system around us, but really everything and anything that involves interaction between people and computer, or computer and computer. It's going to be an amazing ride to see what happens in the next couple of years as more of these partnerships develop, as more of these integrations take place, and as more people start adopting this technology as it is heard about more and more in the news. So with that being said, I'd love to know, what do you think? What do you think about these NASDAQ servers going down and taking the stock exchange down all across Europe for hours and hours and hours until they were able to fly these new servers in? What do you think about this partnership between the NASDAQ Smart Technology and the Winklevoss Gemini exchange? And what do you think about NASDAQ being right there on the forefront, getting ready to be available right when the people need them most? Let me know what you think. Share those thoughts in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Check us out on social media and continue supporting independent content creators because trust me, they are looking for you to engage and to make your voice heard because that's the only way that we are going to learn together, to grow together, and to make it through this incredible change in technology and infrastructure. And so with that being said, I'm glad that together we are minting coins.